Hey everyone, welcome to the KE Report, company update from Kenorland Minerals. We are going to be discussing some recent news, drill results from the Frotet project, where Kenorland has a 4% royalty. That is Sumitomo Metal Mining advancing that asset, as well as Phase 2 drill program details from the Chebistuan project, which Newmont is moving that asset forward. Just a reminder, Kenorland Minerals is a prospect generator company. The company has some large companies working with it. As I said, Sumitomo, Newmont, and Centerra all advancing different assets. I am chatting right now with the president and CEO, Zach Flood. Company is traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol KLD, on the OTCQX under the symbol KLDCF, and on the Frankfurt Exchange under the symbol 3WQ0. Zach, let's start off with the Frotet news, those drill results from that project. This project is in Quebec, and this project has the Renault discovery, which has been getting pretty quickly advanced by Sumitomo Metal Mining. 6 holes were released November 6th for a little over 3,000 meters. I noticed that really high-grade gold was hit in each of the 6 holes, some with more narrow widths than others. But Zach, take us through these results, please.
Sure thing, yeah. So it was a pretty limited drill program, 3,266 meters. Most of it was focused up in the northeastern part of the gold system, testing an area that we call R4. Some of these were step outs below the existing vein model, where we've extended some of the vein high-grade gold mineralization. So that was pretty positive. This summer really was focused on permitting and engineering, leading towards potential development of this exploration decline that Sumitomo's been looking at. So there was another hole that was drilled as a condemnation hole. But yeah, overall, pretty limited drill program in terms of size. But like you said, most of the drilling hit additional, high-grade gold mineralization. And really, it was largely just some moderate step-out drilling.
Okay, because when I looked at Figure 1, which showed the location of the drilling, Figure 2 shows underground, the cross-section location of the gold mineralization. It didn't look like there was any mineralization that was previously detected in these areas. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was below the known the updated geologic model. So where we had known mineralization, these were proper step outs. And again, I think that we'll have to continue to update the geologic model and extend these veins down dip. And R4 is actually turning out to be pretty interesting as well. It's kind of parallel to the footwall in a different orientation than most of the known vein structures. So this was recognized sort of towards the end of last year when we were working on the geologic modeling, and I think it does provide a lot of additional upside and blue sky on the kind of lower contact of the system in the diorite.
So you've mentioned this geological model. It's mentioned in the news release too. What's important about updating this 3D model?
Yeah, the model's hugely important. Obviously, it's going to be a massive driver in terms of constraining any future resource estimate, and it hasn't changed dramatically from our preliminary models that we've been working with over the last few years, but certainly we're tightening up the geology across the board here. And there's been a few surprises in terms of orientation of the veins and whatnot that we've started to get a better handle on. And all of this also helps optimize future drill programs. So we're drilling in the right places to increase or add additional resources as, again, we move towards that initial resource model.
So that's the thing. There isn't a resource at this asset, at this target. I had a question emailed to me, and I know it's not just one person wondering, when could we see an initial resource estimate put out by Sumitomo at this project, or more importantly, at this Renault area?
Yeah, it's a really important question. We provided a little bit of guidance on that. It could potentially be towards the end of next year. We have a big drill program coming up in the first quarter next year. There'll be another drill program in the summer. I think, after all those results come in, we'll see where we're at in terms of the geologic model and potentially resource model. So could be towards the end of next year, but I don't want to put a hard line in the sand in terms of the date there. It might be into the next year as well.
How many meters have been drilled at this Frotet project in total then? Do you have that number for us?
It's been about 103,000, yeah, 104,000 meters to date, 226 drill holes.
Okay. And again, company Kenorland Minerals holds that 4% NSR royalty on this asset. Let's talk about the Chebistuan project then, because November 13th, you announced the Phase 2 drill program, all part of the earn-in by Newmont Corporation at this project. Take us through this up to 3,500 meter plan.
Yeah, so this is super exciting. We made a discovery here in 2023. This project's under earn-in with Newmont Corporation. So after, 2 years of systematic large-scale exploration over a huge property in the northern Abitibi, we honed into one target area. We had a very small drill program in 2023. I think it was around 2,000 meters, basically, one fence across the target area, and we hit a mineralized syenite intrusion, which is kind of like a granite for the layman, but it was mineralized top to bottom. We hit 157 meters at zero point 0.4 grams per ton gold, including 20 meters at a gram. For a maiden drill program on a greenfield target, this was obviously pretty exciting, and it's not just like a small occurrence. There's a proper system here. So Newmont was obviously encouraged as well. The project kind of got put on the back burner. They were going through the merger with Newcrest, so we kind of delayed a year in terms of the follow-up drill program. But since then, we've gotten the commitment for drilling, which is this program, and they've also exercised their option to well, they've earned 51%, and they've decided to move into phase 2 of the earn-in, which can earn them another 29% by funding to pre-feasibility on a 1.5 million ounce gold resource within 6 years. So we're going to kick this off in the first quarter next year, 3,500 meter drill program, following up on that discovery we made in 2023. Most of the drilling's just step out drilling a lot, both to the east and west of that fence, but there's also going to be a number of targets tested peripheral to this target area that have similar geophysical signatures.
So it's still pretty early on at this asset then, right? Yes, you've made a discovery with a limited amount of drilling, but Newmont, they're going to expand on those discovery holes, but also look for other discoveries. There's a lot of work still to be done at this asset.
Yeah, it's definitely early days. Obviously, it's still pretty high risk here, but the fact that we've identified a new significant gold system in the Abitibi, I think, is pretty material, and we'll see where the next drill program takes us.
Okay. Zach, there are some other questions that I had coming in from the South Uchi project. We talked about it last interview where you're working up to, I believe, a potential drill program. But I had a couple questions come in asking, what's going to happen at South Uchi? Are you bringing in a partner at that project, or are you going to drill it within the company?
So we're not planning on drilling this within the company. We are definitely, there's been a lot of interest in the project, just again, given I think the prospectivity in the Red Lake district, the fact it's a large scale target footprint and in an area that's had no previous exploration. In the meantime, we are working on drill permitting right now and engagement with First Nations as well. So, doing everything we can to prepare the project for drilling if and when, a partner does sign on here.
Okay. Zach, what else should we be looking for in terms of news out of the company? You do hold such a wide portfolio of projects with all these majors. There are a lot of majors continuing to explore, but also projects, the pipeline of projects that you hold within the company, news flow wise. What matters? What should we be watching out for?
Yeah, another big one would be Hunter, the Hunter project in the southern Abitibi's under earn-in with Centerra. We've gotten into a target area on that one, and we're performing some detailed geophysics for final drill targeting, which could happen in the first quarter next year in terms of a maiden diamond drill program. So that's obviously pretty exciting as well. And then, yeah, with regards to the earlier stage pipeline, we collected about 16,000 till samples over, 400,000 hectares of ground this summer. And a lot of that data is coming in, and there's some really exciting targets that are coming to the surface on all of that. And this is what we've been good at in Kenorland, is going out and screening huge areas, finding new significant targets that could lead to additional discoveries. So yeah, more to come on a lot of the pipeline there.
Okay. Zach, thank you very much for this update again. Zach Flood, President and CEO of Kenorland Minerals. I'll post the link to the company's website in the show notes. Click that link, read over the recent news, and send me any questions you have for Zach. Zach, again, thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Corey.